Hello everyone, and welcome to our A-Level Biology tutorial series, Learning Biology with Mr. Scientist. Today we are going to look at one of the most important and interesting topics in biology, which are the organelles of a cell. More specifically, the nucleus. We are going to look at the structure and functions of the nucleus. By the end of this lesson, you must be able to relate the structure of nucleus to its function. So the first thing is, the nucleus is the largest organelle. Largest organelle in plant animal cell. Remember, the cell contains so many organelles, so many components, including the nucleus, the mitochondria, the ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, the plasmodesmata, right? But we are saying, among all those components of cell, the nucleus is the largest. It is the largest organelle in both the plant and animal cell. It has a spherical structure. It has a spherical structure. Right? And it is about 10 micrometer in diameter. In diameter. It is about 10 micrometer in diameter. And the nucleus is surrounded by a double membrane. This is very important. A double membrane. Which then means that there is an outer and inner membrane. What is the function of this double membrane? So when you are relating the structure of nucleus to its function, you say that the nucleus is surrounded by a double membrane, which then functions to compartmentalize the reactions that takes place in the nucleus. Remember, in the cytoplasm of a cell, where these all components of cell are found, there are so many reactions that occurs in each component of a cell. So to separate the reactions that occurs in the nucleus from the other reactions that occurs in the cytoplasm, we need to surround the nucleus with the membrane. So it is surrounded by a double membrane. And then on this double membrane, there's what we call the pores. These pores are called nuclear pores. Nuclear pores. And what are the functions of these pores? They allow exchange of specific material. Right? This exchange happens between the nucleus and the cytoplasm of a cell. For example, we have examples of substance that enters into the nucleus through the nuclear pores. For example, the nucleotides, right? There's enzymes like DNA polymerase, right? Those enzymes that are important for transcription. Because also remember that transcription occurs in the nucleus, right? So they are important. These components that enters into the nucleus, they are important for the reactions that takes place in the nucleus. For example, the transcription, the enzymes, and the nucleotides, which are involved in the process of transcription, right? And there are also specific compounds, right? That moves from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. We have the transfer RNA We have what? The messenger RNA. For what? Why do they leave the nucleus? To perform what? The process of translation. To make protein synthesis, which occurs in what? The ribosomes. Okay, so this is the function of the nuclear pulse. So the nucleus now, it also contains the nucleoplasm. Remember, a component of cell called the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So the nucleoplasm is like the cytoplasm of the nucleus. That's where main components of a cell are contained. Right? So in the nucleoplasm contains the what? The chromosomes. The chromosomes and the what? And the nucleoli. And the nucleoli. This is the nucleoplasm. Okay, so let me write it what? The nucleoplasm. Okay, so it contains the chromosomes. The chromosomes and the nucleoli. And the chromosomes, they contain DNA attached to proteins called histones. Right? And also the nucleoplasm contain what? They contain the RNA, like the transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA, and the what? And the messenger RNA. Very interesting. These are the components of the nucleoplasm. Right? So, we now want to look at the functions of the nucleus. The functions of what? Of the nucleus. The functions now? Functions. Okay, so the nucleus is like the brain of a cell, which means it controls the activities of a cell. Controls activities of a cell. Of a cell. It controls protein synthesis. Right? It also controls the cell division. Cell division, and it assembles the ribosomes. Like this. So this is the structure and functions of the ribosome, of the nucleus. So you must be able to relate the structure of nucleus to its what function. Like why there is a nuclear envelope, why there is the nucleoplasm, why does it contain the what? The chromosome and the DNA. For what? For protein synthesis, for transcription and translation. Right? You must be able to relate the structure to its function. This marks the end of our lesson. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.